We are gathered here to fill you with fear and give you a treat for your ears as we invade your mind with our scary rhymes and some tales that can be gory. As you bear witness and sit here and listen to our poetic horror stories. I love my daughter. She is my world. I would do anything for her. She is Daddy's little girl. So, when she wrote her letter to Santa, on top of her list was a whoopsie poopsie doll. The doll was lifelike and was all the rage. She poops, pees, spits up, burps, and she can say your name. She really wanted that doll, thanks to it trending on TikTok. My wife researched to see if we could buy the doll online. Unfortunately, it was only being sold at Walmart. And the doll was there in a limited quantity, for a limited time. Walmart was selling the doll starting at midnight for a Black Friday sale. I thought to myself, this is great. I already know this wasn't going to turn out well. But like I said, for my daughter, I will do anything. Even if that means me going to hell. After our Thanksgiving feast, when my family and friends left, I laid down for an hour to sleep. I needed to be alert and ready for the chaos that this whoopsie poopsie doll was about to bring. And boy oh boy was I right. When I arrived at Walmart, there were quite a few people already waiting in line. And when I made it into the store, it was only 9. The store was going to close for a couple of hours at 10 p.m. They needed to get ready to reopen at midnight for the Black Friday sale. The doll wasn't the only thing on sale, but it was the main reason for most of the people that were there. And the weather was forecasted to get below 30 degrees, and after midnight it was going to sleet. I let my wife know I made it to the store safe, and I was close to the front of the line, but I had quite a wait. I told her I'll call her once I'm on my way home. I said I loved her, and hopefully I won't be long. As I went back to waiting, shivering in the cold, most of the people that were standing in line were in good spirits. We all talked to each other to help pass the time. And as it started to get close to midnight, that was when the Karen arrived. She was so loud and her voice was high-pitched, screechy and nasally. She had a voice that could wake the dead. She approached Walmart's doors and started to pull. She screeched out, "What the hell is wrong with these doors? Why won't they open?" That's when the man in the front told her, "They're closed. They will open at midnight for the sale. What do you think we are all in line waiting for?" She looked at him like, "How dare you talk to me?" Then she noticed the long line. She smirked and turned her head and said, "I will just stand here by the door. It's 2 minutes to midnight. They are about to open back up. It makes no sense for me to leave and stand in the back of the line. I'll wait right here if you don't mind." The man in the front looked pissed. He said, "Lady, we have been waiting here for over 2 hours patiently, and you have the nerve to think you can cut in front of all of us? You must be crazy. You have 2 choices. 1, you can go to the back of the line where you belong, or 2, you can leave and take your ass home." She looked at him with a death gaze. If looks could kill, he would have been struck dead and ready to be buried in the grave. At that moment, the manager opened the doors. Karen ran up with a lie at the ready. She told him the man took her place in line and she should be let in first. The manager looked over at the long line. He took a deep breath in and sighed. He didn't want any issues, so he let her go first inside. We were all pissed, but there was nothing we could do but fall in line. I grabbed a cart and headed to the toy section with the flow of the crowd. It seems like everyone was here for the whoopsie poopsie doll. When I got close, most of the dolls were already gone, but fortunately I spotted one. It was on a top shelf, and I could see it since I was tall. I was able to grab it and place it in my cart. Those dolls sold out in seconds. It was a madhouse of mayhem and chaos. In the toy aisle, there were a couple of major brawls. I quickly got out of the way, because I had a few more items I needed to pick up while I was here. But little did I know, a dangerous Karen was near. As I turned the corner into the snacks aisle, all of a sudden from behind me, I heard,
"Excuse me."
It was the Karen, and her face was a beet red face. She was breathing hard and sweating, staring daggers straight at me. She walked up to me and pointed her bony finger dead square into my chest. She screamed out,
"You stole my doll!"
A spittle flew out of her mouth with every word and breath.
"I want it back! Hand it over right now, or I promise I will take you down!"
This is just a friendly reminder to please like and comment to let us know how we are doing so far. We would love to hear from you all. And if you're new, please subscribe and become a part of the PHS crew. And we thank you. I stood there like a deer caught in headlights, feeling dazed and confused. I didn't understand why she thought the doll was hers. I told her, "Ma'am, this is my doll. I got it off the shelf. First come, first serve." But this didn't help.
"No, I saw it before you did. I went to have an employee help me get it down. But when I returned, I saw you grab the doll and you put it in your cart. And then you just strolled off. That is my doll."
As she placed her bony hand into my cart to try and snatch it out. On instinct, I grabbed her by her bony wrist. I said, "Ma'am, you really don't want to do this." She snatched her arm away from me, and then she fell onto the floor. And then she started to scream.
"Help! Please help me! He stole my doll and he attacked me! Someone call the police!"
I couldn't believe this was happening. Suddenly, the manager and security guard ran over to the aisle as I stand there shaking my head, trying to figure out if this woman was insane. Something had to be wrong with her brain. She told them I grabbed her by her wrist and I gave it a twist. I then pushed her down and grabbed the doll away from her as I tried to escape.
"Please call the police! He needs to be arrested! He has no rights to place his hands on me!"
This bitch was really trying my patience. The manager and security guard looked at me. They told me to stay here, we need to call the police. Then the manager took the doll away from me. The manager told me once the police came, we can sort this out. But until then, he would hold on to the doll, and we will see what will come about. The police and paramedics showed up finally. The paramedics attended to Karen's self-inflicted injuries. As the police questioned me, I thought this had to be a food coma nightmare for my Thanksgiving meal. I can't believe this is real. I told the police she attacked me. She tried to steal my doll out of my cart. And that's why I grabbed her wrist to stop her from taking my daughter's doll. But that's when she threw herself onto the floor. Now she is lying trying to get me arrested. This has to be a joke. When the Karen was done with the paramedics, she came back sprinting. She couldn't wait to talk to the police.
"Whatever he told you is a lie. He attacked me. Then he threatened me and he told me he had a knife."
I yelled, "That's a lie! This woman is insane! She attacked me and tried to steal my doll! I'm being framed!" And right on cue, she started to cry.
"Look at me. I'm about 90 pounds and 5 feet tall. I'm very frail and old. I came here to buy my granddaughter the only gift that she wanted for Christmas, a whoopsie poopsie doll. The doll she saw on TikTok. So I was determined to save and even sacrifice my doctor's appointments and medicine to buy this doll because my granddaughter is worth it. She is my all.
I could tell that the manager and police were falling for her scam. The doll and my freedom were slipping away fast. Then it hit me. I told the manager and the police, I know this store has cameras for surveillance. Take a look at the videotapes. This is my proof, my saving grace. The Karen's eyes all of a sudden opened up really wide. I could tell this took her by surprise.
What? Why? You need to believe me. He attacked me and now he's slandering me with these lies. Anyway, why does he need a doll? He's probably a pervert. He just wants the doll to trick a little girl and abuse her. He probably doesn't even have a daughter.
I yelled out right in front of the police, "Fuck you, bitch!" I didn't care at the time. She deserved it. The police and the manager placed us in separate rooms. Then they both left to watch the video to review. 30 minutes later, the police came in and told me I was free. And if I could press charges from her attacking me. So I did. When I walked out of my holding room, the Karen was still standing there. When she saw me, I could tell she was really mad and upset. The police were about to place handcuffs on her, when suddenly she broke free from their grasp. She pulled out a big kitchen knife from under her shirt, and she charged at me, swinging the knife wildly. She screamed out,
"You are the one that should be going to jail! Now I'm gonna send you to hell!"
Next thing I see, the Karen is lying unresponsive on the floor. The police tased her with his stun gun, shocking her with 50,000 volts. They hog-tied her and she was taken away. I was just happy it was over. I just wanted to get the damn doll and pay. But because of the incident, the manager gave the doll to me for free. He said, "I'm glad this Black Friday sale is almost over. This time of year really brings out the crazies." The next day, when the investigator called me about the charges filed on my case, he informed me that Karen didn't even have a granddaughter and no children of her own. She made it all up. It was all fake. She wanted the doll so she could mark up the price to sell it on eBay. They found out that she had 5 other dolls she stole from out of other customers' carts. He said, with me, she just picked the wrong mark. I'm glad to say the Whoopsie Poopsie doll was the highlight of my daughter's Christmas day. It brought me so much joy to see the smile on my little girl's face. And for that, Karen, I hope she rots in her cell, spending her holidays behind bars, all over a doll from a Black Friday sale.